The Newsday continues here on One News Now. I'm Charles Lejano. The arrival of the first shipment of Sputnik V vaccines in the Philippines has been postponed anew. Vaccine czar Carlito Galvez says the delivery was hampered by logistical challenges. He adds that he will give us an update as soon as the delivery date is finalized with Russian vaccine maker Gamaleya. At least 15,000 initial doses were supposed to arrive as early as March 24. Metro Manila mayors are pushing for a 2-week hybrid modified ECQ beginning May 1. Maricel Halili joins us over the phone to tell us more about this. Mase, good afternoon. First off, could you give us a quick recap on the mayor's proposal?
Hi, Charles. Actually, 2 points. First is what you said. They are proposing to impose hybrid MECQ in NCR for another 2 weeks. And number 2, they changed the curfew. From 8 to 5 a.m., they propose to make it from 10 p.m. to 4 a.m. starting May 1.
What did the MMDA General Manager Jojo Garcia have to say about the shortening of curfew hours? How exactly is this seen to help?
It will definitely help our business establishments, particularly here in Metro Manila. For one, because of the imposition of MECQ, most of the business establishments in NCR are forced to close before 8 p.m. But now, extra or additional 2 hours of operation on their businesses will probably help in encouraging more customers to buy their products.
All right, Mase, could you tell us about the assessment of the Octa Research Group on the ECQ and MECQ that we had over the past weeks? Are we already seeing significant improvements?
Well, according to Professor Guido of Octa Research, the implementation of MECQ and NECQ for the last month definitely slowed down the number of, or the trend of the increasing of cases of COVID-19 here in NCR. So definitely it works. But their fear is that probably we still need to continue the imposition of MECQ for the next week or 2 to make sure that the numbers won't be revised.
Right, Marcel, let's talk about this hybrid MECQ proposal. What is this supposed to be exactly, and what is the recommendation of the Octa Research Group regarding this?
Octa Research is in favor of hybrid MECQ. They feel that this will help the government to control the increase in the number of cases, and this will also give time for the national government to prepare more ICU beds, to prepare our healthcare system, and to hire more contact tracers and healthcare workers. They feel that if the national government decides to implement general community quarantine anytime soon, it won't give any positive effect when it comes to the number of COVID cases and, of course, to our healthcare system.
All right, Mase, could you tell us whether there are any areas outside of NCR that are also seeing a rise in COVID-19 cases?
According to Professor Guido David of Octa Research, they see an increase of number of COVID cases in Batangas, Pampanga, and Region 2. So aside from NCR Plus, they are encouraging the national government to monitor these places.
All right, thanks for those updates, Mase. That was Maricel Halili joining us live from Mandaluyong. Here are other stories we are keeping our eyes on. Malacanang says some minimum wage workers and OFWs will receive their COVID-19 vaccines on Labor Day. This announcement came after the IATF approved the Labor Department's request to administer around 5,000 jabs in a symbolic inoculation ceremony. The Supreme Court has approved the provision of cash aid to court employees who were either hospitalized or have died due to COVID-19. The move covers judges and personnel of municipal and metropolitan trial courts, as well as regional trial courts. And the National Task Force for the West Philippine Sea reports that at least 5 Chinese ships have been spotted in the disputed waters. The task force says the incursions are now under review for possible diplomatic action. Health experts say COVID-19 could still be deadly, even for those who have recovered from the disease. Let's find out how that happens in this Bloomberg Quick Take.
even if people survive the acute illness, the people really are then, survivors of COVID have still higher risk of death than a comparative group of people who did not have COVID. So it's deadly even beyond the acute phase. And we think, so when we're looking at the acute phase, we're really pretty much looking only at the tip of the iceberg. We're starting to see a little bit beneath of that iceberg, and it's really alarming. Sad, but not really surprising that, if COVID is also manifesting in all these conditions and giving people memory problems and blood clots and new onset diabetes and heart failure and acute heart disease, that will also be associated with higher risk of death. So it's really not totally surprising, but it is a sad reality. So now we're seeing, at least in this long COVID people, increased intake of pain medications, including opioids. So because of the number of people with COVID and subsequently the number of people with long COVID, this is not going to be a small issue in the United States. So those are going to be, thousands and thousands, potentially millions of people, having depression and anxiety and new onset diabetes and, taking pain medications. And what we worry about sort of downstream ramifications of things like that. We worry about potential spikes in suicide or potential spikes in overdose of opioids. We are in possession of knowledge that long COVID exists. We know that it's really multifaceted. We know that it has, metabolic manifestations. We also know it has manifestations in the mental health system, including depression and anxiety and substance use disorder. We already did not do very well preparing and dealing with COVID. Let's not make that mistake a second time.
For more updates, visit News 5, the Philippine Star, and Business World online. Visit our website, onenews.ph, for more in-depth analysis. And you can also catch One News on Signal Play. Register for a free account at www.signalplay.com so you can stream One News live anytime and anywhere. Mask on, wash hands, and stay safe, Philippines. I'm Charles Lejano. We're One News.